Justin Herbert deserves to be considered for MVP this year. And I know that sounds weird because MVP quarterbacks usually have the touchdowns, the passing yards, the highlights, the good situation to work with. Well, Herbert didn't have any of that. He had one of the worst offensive line situations in football, inconsistent weapons, and chaos around him all season. Yet, he still dragged the Chargers to 11-5 record. The film shows why. He was playing quarterback at one of the highest difficulties. So today we're breaking down that bad situation, the amount of pressure he was under, and tape that proves Herbert's MVP case is real. Probably one of the best examples to film of just how valuable Justin Herbert has been is the game they lost against the Texans, ironically. In this game, Justin Herbert will be facing one of the best defenses in the NFL, one that if you have a bad offensive line, you're cooked. This Texans defense is like the 2015 Broncos or the 2013 Seattle defense. Like, that's how good and deadly this Texans defense is. In the first play, it's going to be third down. The Texans are running cover one man to man. Herbert's going to take the snap, look to his first read, and it's not going to be open as number 0, Al-Shahir, is playing right in the middle to take away anything over the middle. And before Herbert can move from the pocket or go to his next read, his 55, Danielle Hunter, right in his face. There's nothing Herbert can do here. Hunter absolutely smokes the left tackle in under 2 seconds. And in case you forgot, Herbert broke his left hand and is left in some serious pain after getting tackled. I know it's not his right hand that's hurt and he can still throw the ball. It's that he'll have a hard time taking hits or laying on the ground to brace himself. To put into perspective as well of just how bad this offensive line is, the Chargers are repeatedly having to call run plays one after another until they're forced into an obvious passing situation. To describe just how lethal and brutal the situation was, I want to show you another play before we get into the superhero magic Herbert was producing. Coverage at first would be cover 6, shifting to a cover 3 variation. Herbert, under center, will receive the ball and look to fake the handoff to Hampton. But as he does, Herbert will get a surprise visit from number 5, Jalen Petrie. So if Hampton picking up the blitz, thankfully, Herbert is good, right? Nope. He has another surprise visit from the right side because, for whatever reason, the tight end is supposed to block Danielle Hunter by himself. That's psychotic stuff. Herbert, instead of freaking out, he remains calm and while sprinting, moves to his left and while going backwards, gets to throw out to Hampton in time, salvaging the entire drive. It's not a big time throw, but it's pure playmaking by Herbert. This is a big time throw though. Coverage to be cover 4, moving to cover 3 post snap. Because 28 goes rogue, it opens a window for a big play opportunity. Herbert first takes the snap though, and looks to the right. He looks to throw to Gadsden run this post or dig route, but because 30 comes down, he leaves this not really open, but more importantly, he sees Johnson putting a move on the corner and Herbert gets his feet set, launches his ball 60 yards, with Johnson not having to come back for the ball or slowing down significantly. That's a MVP throw. After all that hard work, this happens. Coverage to be cover 3. Justin gets the snap, looks to the right for Keenan Allen running the seam route, but it's well covered by the safety, so Herbert moves off of that to the middle to Gadsden run this post route. Now Herbert has to wait for Gadsden to get off this coverage from Al-Shahir and has to fire it in, with Danielle Hunter being the right tackle and having pressure on Herbert, so he fires this to Gadsden, but pops off his hands and into the air, then Al-Shahir intercepts the ball. That probably would change the game in the Chargers' favor if Gadsden caught that ball. But Stroud throws his own interception and that gives the Chargers good field position again. The superhero-like play is going to continue. Coverage will be a cover 3 variation. Herbert taking the snap, looks to the left, then to the middle, and finds 2 big boys in his lap. He narrowly avoids them, but then finds a big boy in his face. The Texans running this delayed stunt. Herbert jukes him out, throws the rusher catching up to him to Gadsden, securing the first down and a third down conversion. But that doesn't happen. Instead, Gadsden drops the pass and it goes out of bounds, incomplete. All that for nothing. There's a ton of plays I could show you in regard to Herbert making an insane throw or making magic happen, but we would drop like 30 minutes going through all that film. So I narrowed down to a couple critical plays when it really mattered. Coverage will be cover 3 variation. Herbert looks to the right, but nothing is open besides the running back, who would get erased from the earth if Herbert threw it to him. Sensing the pressure, Herbert has to step into a muddy pocket because the edge rushers here seals any outside escape, with defensive tackle breaking free and getting to Justin Herbert. But Herbert resists being brought down and gets this out to Johnson before getting tackled, saving the drive because it was on third down. Literal superhero stuff. It's third down again, and the Chargers are pinned back against the red zone. Coverage pre-snap will be cover 4. He doesn't see anything open as he hits the back of his drop back, and he knows he is always in danger of getting sacked and taking the safety because of this offensive line. So he takes off, but as he does, he sees an opportunity given the situation at hand. Peachy easily will be able to come up and stop Herbert from getting the first down. So Herbert, just before he crosses the line of scrimmage, gets the ball to his tight end and has plenty of time and real estate to get the third down. It's another drive-saving play. It's cover 4 again, but Herbert won't care as he drops back, looks to the safety, and then leads, focuses in on Allen, so the Texans think. Herbert is actually waiting for the coast to clear and let McConkey run this in and out route or flag route and connects with him just in time before the safety arrives, creating a much needed explosive play. Without letting off the gas, Herbert on the same drive makes a legit high leverage throw to Gadsden on first down. This seam ball will put the Chargers in position to slam it in with Hampton for the touchdown. Unfortunately for the Chargers and Justin Herbert, they would not see the ball again in this game with 3:37 left on the clock in the fourth quarter. The Texans ran the clock with the Chargers unable to make a stop. This game, Herbert was incredible, playing at a true MVP level, dragging one of the worst offensive lines in the league throughout the game against one of the better defenses in recent memory. The Chargers don't have great weapons either, which is why I'm not making a Dak Prescott MVP case video, since he arguably has 2 top 10 receivers to throw to, and Herbert has never had that kind of receiver to throw to. McConkey's not a bad receiver, but he has taken a step back from his play from his rookie year. That might just be because of his lack of feeding, but it doesn't change that he hasn't been that guy. Johnson was starting off strong, but he couldn't maintain the good level of play and additionally kept struggling with injuries. Keenan Allen is a great veteran option, but he just isn't the same player as he used to be. All that to say, Herbert was not heavily relying on star players. It was him making the plays, not people doing it for him. I'm not totally sure if Herbert should win MVP. I absolutely think he should have been in the conversation. But what about the 3 main MVP candidates though? Which of them should win MVP? I dive into every important aspect to consider a quarterback for MVP, and I compare the 3 guys in each category to each other. Check out that video here.